When does turning your child into a reality star cross over into exploitation? Well, it's a question many are now asking because a 6-year-old from TLC's hit show Toddlers and Tiaras has been given her own spinoff.
I'm Alana, I'm 6, and I'm a beauty queen.
Alana Thompson, better known as Honey Boo Boo,
A dollar makes me holler, honey boo boo.
is now the star of her own reality series.
I want to win money. Da-da-da!
She became the hit standout on TLC's Toddlers and Tiaras, the reality show that highlights super young beauty pageant contestants, including their tantrums, meltdowns, and pushy moms. The show appears on the Learning Channel, but some critics have said all we're learning is about the shameless exploitation of a child. And I'm joined now by best-selling author and founder of A Place for Hope, Dr. Greg Jantz. Always great to see you.
Good.
Here comes Honey Boo Boo.
Oh my.
How are we supposed to feel about this?
Trouble. The early sexualization of the girls, and you know, she's not allowed to go through this in the normal developmental stages.
I mean, she's a 6-year-old who has her own reality TV show.
Well, I'd like to.
Long-term effects.
Yes.
What does that do? That's a lot of attention. It's a lot of pressure on a young child.
Well, and look, what's happening is the sexualization and teaching her early on that this is how she's going to get attention. And you know, right now the FBI statistics tell us 1 out of 3 girls will be a victim of sexual abuse. Now, we don't have to go too far back even to look at Renee Ramsey. Does that name ring a bell?
Of course.
And what happened there. So what we're seeing is, I want to talk with the parents. I really want to talk with the parents because they don't understand the ramifications and what this is going to do.
And you talk about these beauty pageants for young girls. We're talking about turning 4, 5, 6-year-olds into sex symbols. I want to take a moment and I want to put this picture on the screen.
Yes.
This is a photo of one of the girls from this show, Toddlers and Tiaras.
Yes.
And she is dressed just like Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman. You remember the movie. Julia Roberts played the role of a prostitute. This little girl is dressed like a prostitute on this show.
Prostitute in the show. What is that doing right there? Now, again, we're coming back to the sexualization. And the critical things that are going to happen here is she's learning early on that my sexuality is my place of power. It's my place of where I get my attention, my approval, my love. And it's going to be a huge setup. There's trouble ahead.
Are we exploiting these kids?
We are. And there's a line that eventually gets crossed where it really becomes abusive, where we're sexualizing them early on. And it's really a line that gets crossed at some point where I think it enters a form of abuse.
Do we know the damage that it could do long term?
Well, I see them later on. Yeah, we've seen girls who develop eating disorders very early. A lot of obviously self-image, body image issues that happen very early on, and the struggle for their depression happens very early.
I want to show a Nike commercial.
Yes.
This commercial is getting a lot of attention right now. Let's roll it, and then we'll talk about it on the backside.
You got it.
Greatness is no more unique to us than breathing. We're all capable of it. All of us.
So some complain Nike with this commercial is using an overweight child who you see there to sell shoes. How do you see it?
Oh, well, I think that's probably true. And one of the things that happens is there's so much pain wrapped around for folks being overweight. And really, for me, this is starting to exploit maybe a person's personal struggle. And I want to make sure that really the real needs, yes, exercise is important. Appreciate that point. But they really got to get to the heart of what are the core issues and what is this doing to this young man ultimately?
How do we say no as a society? I know as parents we can tell our kids, I don't want you involved in this, but real quickly, how do we say no?
How do we say no? We've got to begin by saying no.
By not buying the products, by not watching the shows.
Be careful about what we're even allowing our kids to wear. Let's talk about appropriate sexuality and appropriate development. For this 2/3 of 6th grade girls to already be on some form of restrictive diet have tried, that's a sign we have a problem.
All right, Dr. Greg Jantz, always good information. Thank you so much.